Your top story, the police ministry will not be arresting Zimbabwe's First Lady, Grace Mugabe, until it receives an indication from the Department of International Relations. Grace Mugabe invoked diplomatic immunity after being accused of assaulting Gabriella Engels in a Sandton hotel over the weekend. DIRCO has confirmed it received correspondence from the Zimbabwean government invoking diplomatic immunity for the First Lady. Her lawyers told authorities on Tuesday that she wished to invoke diplomatic immunity relating to the assault case against her, and that's why she failed to hand herself over. President Robert Mugabe landed at Waterkloof Air Force Base on Wednesday night, and he's expected to intervene in the matter. Now, speaking at the launch of her book, former AU chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma said anyone who commits a crime must face the law, while Minister Dlodlo at the cabinet briefing said they did not discuss the matter as it is in the hands of DIRCO.
Can it be that we can question the capability of women because one woman has beaten another one? How does that happen? I just think women are capable. Whether one beats another, which is wrong and the law must take its course, but women are capable. They cannot be judged.
Diplomatic immunity, we did not talk about that. I think that's a matter between the police and the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, DIRCO, so we did not speak to that matter.
Principle not. She is not a diplomat. She was not sent to South Africa on a diplomatic mission. If you're not the ambassador of a country and you want to come to that country with diplomatic immunity, then such visit has to be announced in accordance with diplomatic protocol. And the diplomatic reason of the visit has to be stated to the host country. And that cannot be done in retrospection. It cannot be done after the visit has taken place. In the case of Grace Mugabe, we have a further complication that she may still be a South African national, because as we all know, she was born in South Africa, and when she came to Zimbabwe, she was actually South African. And if you are a national, then you can never claim immunity. A national cannot be immune from prosecution of the authorities in his or her own country.
Although the First Lady of Zimbabwe has invoked diplomatic immunity, there are questions that should be asked. First question, which passport did Grace Mugabe use to come into South Africa? Also, can Grace Mugabe legally exit South Africa using her diplomatic passport if another passport was used to enter? Did South African Police Service miss the window to bring Grace Mugabe to book? Is South African government reluctant to act against a VIP? And has handling of the Grace Mugabe incident created perception of a weak-kneed government? Well, let's get the latest details now. For that, we are joined by ANN7 reporter Kenny Mapanga. She joins us live from the ANN7 newsroom. Good afternoon to you, Kenny. You've had an opportunity to speak to the South African Police Service about the story and about this case. What's the latest details?
Good afternoon to you, Abigail, and the viewers at home. Despite unconfirmed reports on social media yesterday and Monday, it appears that the First Lady of Zimbabwe, Grace Mugabe, is still in the country. And the police are saying now that they are fully aware of her whereabouts. The current status of this case is that the police are waiting on DIRCO to give confirmation on what passport Grace Mugabe was traveling on into the country. And in terms of this diplomatic immunity, it is DIRCO that will decide if she qualifies for the status.
With regards to this diplomatic immunity, Kenny, what is the process that is usually followed and what is taken into consideration? Do you know any of those details?
Well, we don't know at this stage if Grace Mugabe had applied to come here on a diplomatic mission. According to ZANU-PF, she was here for medical reasons. She wasn't here on a diplomatic mission. And you've heard experts saying that had she announced her visit, then maybe she would qualify for diplomatic immunity. But even with that being said, experts are even admitting to the fact that the chances of her being brought to justice in this case are a little bit slim to none. But at 3 p.m. we'll be heading to Centurion to meet with the AfriForum, as well as the victim and her mother, who will be giving us direction on how they're going to take this case going forward from their side.
All right, well, let's leave it there for now. Kenny, we'll engage with you later once you've interacted with the victim as well, just to hear what she has to say about these latest developments. That was ANN7 reporter Kenny Mapanga coming to us live from the ANN7 newsroom.